welcome back to my channel. My name's Lindsay. I am a Disney lover turned Disney travel planner, and I'm here to help you plan your next Disney vacation. If you are interested in going to Disney World, Disneyland, or taking a trip with Disney Cruise Line, then this is the place for you, and I'd love for you to stick around and subscribe. In today's video, we are going to talk about the first step in planning your Disney World vacation. We focus a lot on Disney World here because that is our home park and where we go all the time. We've never been to Disneyland. I've been on a Disney cruise, but it was a very long time ago, and Jake, my husband, has never been on one. Today we're going to talk about the first steps in planning your Disney World vacation. The first questions that you want to ask yourself is, what is your budget and what type of vacation do you want to have? So there's different ways to do Disney. There's different budgets for Disney. I truly believe that everybody can get themselves to Disney no matter what your budget is. Everybody's vacation looks different. So, that might mean a different resort, more or less days in the park, however you want to plan it. But I think that everybody can make it work. There's a few different ways to do Disney. You can do it as a heavy on the resorts trip, heavy on the parks trip, or you can do a mix of both. So that's what we're going to focus on today, is a heavy on the resort trip to Disney World. Okay, so normally this would mean that you're doing less time in the parks. That could mean, you have 2 days off from the parks instead of one, or you only go to one park and you focus on staying at your resort, or you get a park hopper and go to a few parks on one day and then focus on staying at your resort the other days. When you're doing a resort heavy vacation, it means you're spending more time at your resort than you are at the parks. So that means you want to have a place that you can spend a lot of time doing activities, going to the pool, nice restaurants, easy transportation to get other places around Disney World, activities for your kids if you're taking your kids with you. All kinds of things are available at Disney World resorts. You just have to find the one that fits your travel party. I polled on Instagram and Threads to ask people where they would stay if they were planning a resort heavy vacation. I picked my top 3, and then, now these aren't like my favorite resorts. These are just the top 3 resorts I think are good for a resort heavy vacation. They were Beach Club, Animal Kingdom Lodge, and Fort Wilderness. And then I asked everybody for other suggestions if they had any. I was actually very surprised by the top answer that was on Threads, that it blew the other options out of the water. On Instagram, it was 50-50 for 2, which I kind of expect. But on Threads, everybody had a top by far on the voting. So that one is not the one that I would pick as my top, but it was my second place, and that is Animal Kingdom Lodge. Animal Kingdom Lodge is great because you have animals roaming the grounds of the resort. So this almost feels like you have a little tiny taste of Animal Kingdom Park with you at your resort. There are options to get Savannah View rooms that you can see the animals from the balcony of your room. And there's also other options for rooms that are a little less expensive, but you can still go out and see the animals that are roaming. They also have a great pool area. They have a splash pad. There's 2 sections to Animal Kingdom Lodge. There is Jambo House, which is the main building, and then there's Kidani Village, which is where the DVC section of Animal Kingdom Lodge is. There's a splash pad area over there. You're welcome to use it if you are staying at Jambo House. It's available to anybody staying on that property. So it's a great splash pad. It kind of has a playground integrated into the splash pad. There's also a playground at Animal Kingdom Lodge. There's great food options at both Jambo House and Kidani Village. At Jambo House, you're gonna see boma. I think that's how I feel like I've always said it bama, but then I heard people saying boma, so I'm honestly not sure how to pronounce it. We're just gonna go with boma because that's what I hear everybody else say. Boma offers breakfast and dinner at the buffet, and they always have your normal options for American dining, so your kids will always be able to get chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, stuff like that. But they also offer African style options. So it's a great place to like, you know, be adventurous with your food, where you'll have other options that you know that you'll like. The other restaurant that is cool, we've never been to the restaurant at Kidani Village, but we've heard great things. It's called Sana, and it is also an African style restaurant where you can be a little bit more adventurous with your food. You're not going to have as like American options on this menu. So if you're looking for lots of options, I would suggest Boma. You're also going to see a quick service food option at Jumbo House, where quick service in Disney World is more of like the cafeteria style dining, where you can walk up to a counter and order something and it's quickly done, hence the word quick service. So you'll see that also at Animal Kingdom Lodge. At Animal Kingdom Lodge, you're only going to have bus options to all your parks, but again, if you're doing resort heavy vacation, the transportation isn't a huge deal. Animal Kingdom Lodge is one of my favorite places to visit. We've never stayed there. It is on our list of places to stay. Jake would like to do a Savannah View room someday as a bucket list resort. So we are on our way to that someday in our life. The next resort that I thought would be the winner, simply because of the pool and the location, is the Beach Club. The Beach Club has a pool area called Stormalong Bay that is the best pool in Disney World. It has a sand bottom, zero entry pool. It has a lazy river. It has 2 water slides, one big and one small for the younger kids. It has 3 hot tubs. There's a pool bar down there. So you're really not going to find a better pool area than the one at Beach Club. So that's why I would pick this as my top for a resort heavy vacation. Now this kind of depends on like the time of year you're going, because if you're going in Florida's winter, which this year got down to like 30 degrees, you could be there for a week and not even be using the pool. So if you're going in the summertime, in the spring, in the fall, when you know it's going to be hot and you're going to use the pool, I would pick Beach Club as my resort to stay on a resort heavy vacation. They also are footsteps away from Epcot. You're connected to the boardwalk. You can see the fireworks from Epcot at your resort, basically. The boardwalk is connected, so you can walk over to the boardwalk and there's restaurants, there's nighttime entertainment. We always take breaks at the boardwalk on our Epcot days because they have this like grassy hub that we can just let our son run. So we can go take a break. We just kind of lay in the sun on the grass and let him run around and, you know, get some energy out, because you get the wiggles when you're stuck in a stroller for a lot of the day. So it's a great place to take a break, but that is connected to the Beach Club. So you can always walk over there and enjoy the stuff at their resort also. Another great thing about Beach Club is you have character dining right on site. Cape May Cafe is in the main lobby and it has character dining at breakfast. At nighttime, it's just a regular buffet. At breakfast, you'll meet Minnie, Daisy, Donald, and Goofy in their cute little beach attire because it matches the theme of Cape May Cafe. It has great food. It's a buffet. You're not gonna find like gourmet food, but honestly, we usually have great experiences at the buffets at Disney. We think the food's great, and it's a bonus when you have the characters. This is a great option for a day off from the parks, and if you're staying at Beach Club, it's right downstairs. Again, you'll also have a quick service option at the Beach Club where you can just quickly get a bite to eat. My favorite part about this area is being so close to Epcot. You're also steps away from the Skyliner. The Skyliner would then take you to Hollywood Studios. You also have an option with a boat that would take you to Hollywood Studios. You can also walk it. It's about a 20-minute walk, I think. We've never done it, but there is that option. Again, if you're doing resort heavy vacation, the transportation to the parks isn't like the biggest deal. I would say it's better to have a resort where you can get to other resorts to visit, since you won't be entering the parks as much. My third option that got the lowest amount of votes, but It got Jake's vote, which is interesting. And I feel like it's just because people don't spend a lot of time here. We have stayed here for our wedding. We've stayed there in, how many times have we stayed there? We've stayed there twice. Once for our wedding, and one time we rented an RV and stayed there. And this is at Fort Wilderness, which is the campground in Disney. It's in the Magic Kingdom area. You're right next to Wilderness Lodge. You're a boat ride away from Magic Kingdom. You have so many options for activities on property at the campground. This is typical of a campground. I feel like there's always activities going on at campgrounds wherever you go, not just in Disney World. So they really try to give you like that true campground experience with Disney's like resort level, if that makes sense. You're going to have like theater quality shows. You're going to have character meets. You're going to have activities to do. You have multiple pools, a water slide at the main pool. One of my favorite things at Fort Wilderness is Chippendale's Sing Along, which it's a campfire that they do at Fort Wilderness on property. They have like, bench seating. They do a sing along, and then Chip and Dale come out and walk around and meet all of the people that attended the sing along. They offer like s'mores kits. You can roast marshmallows. It's super fun for all the kids. It's a nice thing to do on your day off if you spend the whole day at the pool or you've been out running around, doing some at Disney Springs or something else during the day. You can end your night with Chip and Dale, where you're going to meet some characters without having to go into the parks. The other great thing at Fort Wilderness is the Hoop-Dee-Doo musical review, and this is a super fun, kind of a sing-along show. It's a family-style meal. We haven't gone to this show for a couple years. We went to the show in 2015, I think. So it's been a while since I've been there, and Jake has never been there. But it's a great show. It's so fun. And Chip and Dale's Sing Along is free. The Hoop-Dee-Doo musical review is a charge because it's your dinner. So you're being charged for a dinner show. The other great thing about Fort Wilderness, they have cabins that you can stay at. They just updated them. They're brand new now, so they're not those same ones that we stayed in. They fit a larger family, so they have, I think, a queen-size bed, and then they have bunk beds, and then they have a pull-out sofa. And there's one bathroom and a kitchen in them also. Nice setup for larger families. You also have more of an outside area. You have a little deck on your cabin, which is nice. The good thing about the location of Fort Wilderness is you also have easy access to Wilderness Lodge, the Contemporary, the Polynesian, and the Grand Floridian. So if you are not going to Magic Kingdom and you're in the Magic Kingdom area, you can hop on a boat over to Magic Kingdom and you can get on the monorail and visit the other resorts, or you can go next door to the Wilderness Lodge. The only con that I have for Fort Wilderness is the transportation. It is very large. It's a campground. It's very large. We have rented a golf cart each time that we stayed there, and I think that it's worth it, and I think you kind of have to have it to stay at Fort Wilderness. You can do it without. There is a bus system that runs around the campground, internally in the campground, that will take you to the water, which is your way to get to Magic Kingdom. It'll take you to the very front of the resort, which is the way to get the buses to the other resorts. I just think it's kind of inconvenient to have to get on a bus to go on a bus. So if you're staying at Fort Wilderness, I always recommend getting the golf cart. It's a little bit more of an extra expense, but it's worth it for the convenience. So that would be my con for Fort Wilderness. I just think that it's an extra charge, which is, you're not always thinking about. And if you don't do it, then you're dealing with the internal transportation, which I've done because our golf cart wasn't ready. So I did take the bus from the water all the way up to the front, and it was just kind of hard to navigate. But maybe that's just me because I'm not good at that stuff. The other good thing about Disney when you're doing a resort heavy vacation is in 2025 they introduced that you get free entry to a Disney water park on your arrival day. You do not have to have a park ticket to do this. So if you went to Disney and just stayed at a resort for 3 days and never went to, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, any of the main 4 parks, you would still get into a water park for free on your arrival day. So if you get there early, you could take up basically a whole day just going to the water park, and then you have a few days to enjoy the resort and Disney property. Some other things that you can do when you're doing a resort heavy vacation is you can visit Disney Springs. Disney Springs is shopping, dining, they have entertainment at night. Again, you could go to the boardwalk. Even if you're not staying at the beach club, you could go over that way to the boardwalk and see their nighttime entertainment on the boardwalk. They'll play a movie under the stars in that grassy hub I was talking about earlier. All the resorts will play movies under the stars, so wherever you're staying, you would have one at your resort. They will host campfires at your resort. You could go to another resort and watch fireworks from that resort. A lot of the resorts on Disney property have a playground on site. So at Fort Wilderness and Animal Kingdom Lodge, you're going to have a playground on site. Beach Club does not have a playground on site, but they have that great pool. So I think that makes up for it. When you're thinking about doing your resort heavy vacation, you want to think about, do I want to go to the parks at all? Do I want to have a few days in the parks? Do I want to be able to see all 4 parks and just do a park hopper for a few days and spend more days at my resort? There's a couple of different options for you when you're planning a resort heavy vacation for your park ticket. Like I said, you could go with no park ticket and just spend your time at the resort. You could go with a park hopper ticket. You could see all 4 parks in less days with a park hopper ticket. You could decide to just go to 1 or 2 parks. So you're not going to see all 4, but you're going to pick the 2 or 1 that you think is most important to see for that trip. This would cut down on cost for your ticket, and then you might be able to splurge on your resort. Animal Kingdom Lodge and the Beach Club are considered deluxe resorts in Disney World. They are going to be the top tier on amenities and on pricing. So you can look for discounts. I'm always looking for discounts for those rooms. They do offer them. You just have to catch them before they sell out. When you're staying at a deluxe resort, the rooms will be a little bit larger than the moderate and the value resorts. We have found that it's not a huge deal. We take our son with us and we stay at a value almost every single time. It really hasn't been an issue for us, the size of the rooms, but you will have a larger room and typically a balcony at a deluxe resort. There are options that are more affordable in a moderate and a value resort. A value and moderate resort is still going to have great amenities, great activities. They're probably going to have multiple pools because they usually do. And if you don't want to spend that much money on a resort, but you still want to do a resort heavy vacation, these are still great options. We stay at a value resort almost every single time we go. So we've definitely spent a lot of time at them and we think they're worth it too. To end, when you're focusing on a resort heavy vacation, you're thinking about what can you do on your days off from the park. That would be going to the pool, good restaurants, easy food, easy quick food at the resort, other places that you could visit that are nearby your resort. Does it have a fireworks view? Can we watch fireworks from our resort? Things like that. If you want to talk about the different options for your Disney vacation, whether you want to do a resort heavy vacation or go to the parks a lot. Either way, I would love to help you plan. I'll put my information in the description box and you can fill out my form. No strings attached, I promise. I just love to get information out to people because it's really hard to plan Disney and the first steps are always the hardest because there is so much information. Again, I will put that at the bottom in case you want to start planning. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time.